A haunting legend from Native American folklore, ideal for spooky season content or ghost lore series. Let's take a chilling journey into the world of the Acheri. A ghostly figure said to walk among the living, spreading sickness and sorrow wherever it goes. The Acheri legend comes from Native American folklore, particularly among tribes in the northern and central regions. These spirits are often described as the ghosts of little girls who died untimely or tragic deaths. But their story doesn't end with their passing, because in death, they return to haunt the living. The Acheri appears as a pale, thin child dressed in ragged clothing. Her skin is grey, her hair tangled and long, and her eyes hollow yet piercing. She roams the mountains and hills at dusk, singing soft songs that lure unsuspecting travelers. When she descends into towns or villages, her presence is a harbinger of disease and misfortune. Many stories claim that wherever the Acheri's shadow falls, sickness soon follows. Children are said to be her primary victims. The Acheri's touch, or even the sight of her shadow, is believed to bring fever, cough, or fatal illness to young ones. Parents in older times would warn their children not to wander alone at dusk or near mountain paths. For the Acheri waits in those quiet moments between day and night, seeking company for her lonely spirit. According to legend, the Acheri was once a child who died unjustly or painfully. Some tales say she perished from disease herself, abandoned by her community in fear of contagion. Others claim she was an orphan, lost in the wilderness and never found. Her spirit, consumed by pain and resentment, became bound to the mortal world. Now, she wanders eternally, sharing her suffering by spreading illness among the living. The Acheri's voice is said to be soft and sweet, but chilling once you listen closely. Those who hear her singing in the distance are warned to stay indoors and protect their children. In some versions, her laughter echoes like a cry on the wind, both playful and sorrowful. It is said that if you hear her song at night, you must not look outside or she might mark you next. Despite her terrifying nature, some traditions believe the Acheri is not purely evil. She is a spirit caught between worlds, neither at peace nor vengeful by choice. She is a symbol of pain unacknowledged, of innocence lost, and of suffering left unresolved. The diseases she brings are seen by some tribes as reminders of the consequences of neglect and cruelty. Through her haunting, she demands remembrance and respect for those who were abandoned or mistreated. Protecting oneself from the Acheri required more than courage. According to the legends, one of the best defenses against her is wearing something red. A red thread, ribbon, or even a red garment could ward off her deadly influence. Red was considered a color of life, warmth, and vitality, the opposite of her ghostly, cold existence. Parents would tie red ribbons on their children's wrists or necks as protection. Some even drew red symbols on their doorways to keep the Acheri from entering their homes. Others placed offerings of food or toys near mountain paths, hoping to appease her spirit. If she felt remembered or pitied, it was believed she might spare a family from her sickness. In this way, the legend became a mixture of fear and compassion, recognizing the humanity behind the haunting. The Acheri's story carries a deeper message about how societies treat their vulnerable. She represents those who suffer alone, the forgotten children, the sick, and the poor. Her haunting presence is not just about spreading disease, it's about reminding people of their shared humanity. The illness she brings is symbolic of moral decay and emotional neglect. Communities that care for their weak are said to be safe from her curse. In some tellings, the Acheri travels only under the light of the moon. When daylight comes, she returns to the mountains, hiding among rocks and shadows. Her figure is sometimes seen at dawn, vanishing with the morning mist. A few legends claim that if you see her from afar, you must never call out to her. Doing so is believed to invite her attention, and once she notices you, she never forgets your face. There are also accounts of people hearing her cry like a child in distress. Compassionate souls who followed the sound into the hills would never return. The next day, their bodies would be found pale and lifeless, as though drained of vitality. Elders would then warn, never answer a crying child in the mountains at night, it may not be a child at all. The Acheri's mimicry of innocence is one of her most chilling traits. Interestingly, her legend shares similarities with other cultures' ghost children myths. In Japanese folklore, there are spirits like the Onryo, vengeful souls of those who died unfairly. In European tales, ghostly children sometimes appear during plagues or famine. The Acheri, however, remains unique in her direct link to disease and decay. She doesn't simply haunt, she infects, a living metaphor for grief and sickness intertwined. Over time, as Western medicine spread and epidemics lessened, belief in the Acheri began to fade. But among storytellers and elders, her tale remains a powerful symbol. She continues to appear in ghost stories, campfire tales, and modern horror adaptations. Writers and filmmakers use her image to explore themes of loss, guilt, and forgotten innocence. Even today, her whispering presence lingers in the imagination of those who hear her name. The Acheri also represents the fear of unseen dangers. In times before science explained infection, mysterious illnesses needed explanations. Communities personified disease as a spirit, a way to make sense of suffering. By giving it a name, people could both fear and respect it. Thus, the Acheri became not only a monster but a lesson, a reminder that every sickness carries a story. Modern interpretations often depict her as a misunderstood ghost. Some portray her seeking justice or release, rather than vengeance. In these versions, helping her spirit find peace can lift her curse from the community. Such retellings highlight compassion as the ultimate protection against darkness. By acknowledging her pain, her haunting influence can finally be put to rest. The legend of the Acheri is both tragic and eerie. She blurs the line between fear and pity, between victim and villain. Her story forces us to confront the reality of how easily innocence can turn into something haunting. Even as a ghost, she reflects a part of humanity that cannot be ignored. To remember her is to remember every forgotten child, every life cut short by suffering. In Native American culture, stories like the Acheris serve as moral and spiritual lessons. They remind people to stay connected to their community, to protect one another, and to show kindness to the lost. Through storytelling, such spirits are given meaning and respect, transforming fear into understanding. The Acheri's haunting songs are not just echoes of pain, they are calls for empathy and remembrance. And so her legend continues, whispered in the winds of the mountains and the hearts of those who listen. If you ever walk along a lonely mountain road at dusk, and you hear faint singing in the wind, remember the Acheri, the ghost child who brings disease, and tread carefully. Show kindness to the unseen, wear red for protection, and keep your loved ones close. Because sometimes, even the smallest shadows carry stories too heavy to fade away. Thank you for watching this deep dive into the legend of the Acheri. If you enjoyed learning about this chilling spirit from Native American folklore, stay tuned for more haunting tales. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell for upcoming myth and ghost lore episodes. Your support helps keep these ancient stories alive and shared with the world. Until next time, stay safe, stay curious, and never ignore the songs that drift from the mountains at night.